Over the past few weeks, I've talked quite a lot about pricing and given you lots of lovely pricing tips in your business because I know this is one of the most challenging areas of almost any small business. But we've talked a lot, not so much about how much should you charge and when should you put your prices up, but really helping you think behind those decisions so that your pricing is based on strategy and commercial reasons and not just emotional gut reactions. What I really want to focus on in my little series of pricing videos is how to build this as a system into your business so that not only are you somebody that becomes comfortable with putting your price up and comfortable charging a fair price for what you do, but that you never become somebody that constantly slips back into that habit of undercharging and then crisis-driven price increases. So the first thing to really think about here is that so often we think undercharging is about a lack of confidence or just not quite getting round to things, when actually undercharging is very often an insight into a lack of a system in your business. It says that your pricing is reactive. It says that it's generally based on firefighting. It's based on what's in the bank, what you think you can get away with, and there's no real system or logic or strategy or structure behind it. So what I really want you to think about now is how you build pricing as a rhythm into your business. So you build price increases and price reviews and price conversations into your business as a rhythm. So then they develop natural flow, natural momentum. The beauty of rhythm in your business is that it removes friction it removes friction and it creates momentum. So rhythm is very powerful for keeping your business constantly moving. And that is something that you can do with pricing as well. So let's build a pricing rhythm into your business. But what do I mean by this, or how would you do it? Here are some really key and simple things that you can do to build pricing reviews as a rhythm into your business. As a very first, the most simple step is to put something into your diary once a year to review your pricing. But it's also important that you embed that and you put things into your business so that it becomes firstly a habit, but also so that people know it's coming and that it's not suddenly a surprise or a difficult conversation or, an emotional overhaul for you of having to have these pricing conversations. So you want to think about simple things like when you're onboarding a new client, you should be mentioning somewhere in that process that our prices are reviewed annually, and you should build that into your terms and conditions. If you think about whenever you sign up for something with a big business, there's always something in the terms and conditions or in the headline statements about here's how we provide our service. There's always something in there that says prices will be reviewed periodically or annually or something along those lines. So you just want to adopt that practice in your business. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It's not an enormous conversation. It's just literally a matter-of-fact mention during the onboarding process and then clarity within your terms and conditions or the way that you lay out your service to clients. So you're confirming this to them up front so that then when you do your pricing review, you're not going through that panic, that uncertainty, that doubt about whether you're going to lose customers. So you don't fall into that habit of avoiding the price increase, and then you find you're undercharging, and then you have these peaks and troughs, and suddenly you've got another bank of legacy clients who aren't paying anywhere near enough. We get rid of all of that by building in this rhythm to your business. So you also want to create a list of triggers for you. So what should trigger a pricing review? And this triggers the rhythm in the business. So as an absolute minimum, I would say that it needs to be an annual event in your diary. That's your primary trigger. But you might also think about other very specific things. If, for instance, you expand your team, if you build in a new service, if you undertake a new qualification, if you buy a new piece of equipment or some new software to help you to deliver your service. So think about anything specific that changes the dynamic in your business, that changes the outgoings that are involved in delivering your service, that should therefore trigger a pricing review. So you've got a few triggers there. You need an annual date in your diary to review your prices, and you really just need to think about how you embed that as a system into your business. The beauty of this is there's nothing complicated here. You don't need flowcharts, you don't need millions of spreadsheets that are all interlinked. This is actually really, really straightforward. But the beauty is if you build this pricing rhythm into your business, you remove the friction, you create the momentum, it becomes very natural, the conversations become so much easier because they are happening regularly. They are just a run-of-the-mill thing that happens in your business because you are professional, you're commercially savvy, you're well organised, and you're delivering a great service at a great price. Happy days. If pricing is still something that's a real challenge for you, this is very much an area that I love to help with, and having that sounding board can make all the difference. So get in touch with me at tailory.co.uk and let's chat about how I can help you.